Hi, it's Coffee with Melānie, and it's a snow day. Come, let's see Scotia cycle. Ooh. Hello! Wow, look at this shop. How are you on this snow day?
It's a snowy one.
And I can't believe you're open.
I know. Well, we're open every day.
So what are we unboxing today?
A company called Mint and Dry. They just started. They're from Montreal, and they make Canadian-made lubricants and cleaners and degreasers, which is super cool. They're brand new, and we're the first dealer in Nova Scotia, which is kind of cool.
The first dealer.
Scotia Cycle exclusive. But they do some cool stuff, like lots of cleaners and good size kind of bike cleaner and polish and degreasers, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, they do some really, really cool stuff. They got some great marketing and good people behind them, so we're pretty excited to carry them. But yeah, I got to count them and make sure everything's here. But that's one new thing we got.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Tom Johns. I own Scotia Cycle here in Hubbards, and we opened in July of 2022. And we're a specialty bike store. We sell some hockey stuff. We're going to grow into team sales soon, I think, for hockey. And we sell great coffee too. So anything bike related, we do sales, service, rentals, kind of do it all. Yeah, and we love being in Hubbards. My family moved here 2 years ago, I think, and it's been great. Like, the kids go to the local school. It's just a great community to live in, so we wanted to start a business and be here long term. So
where did you come from? Like, how did you just say, looked at Nova Scotia and says, hey, Hubbards, that's the place to be? Like, how did you come about that?
So it was kind of, it came by kind of weird. We were chatting to Reese Harnish, and he mentioned he had a property that was for sale, and we kind of bounced around the idea for a while, probably 6 months or so, and then just decided to take a swing. The housing market went bananas. We had a place in Timberley, and it all kind of conspired just to make the jump, and then COVID and all that kind of stuff, and it just kind of, we just made the decision to shift our way to Hubbards, and it's been great. Like having a school close by and such a great little community to live in, it's a great place to be.
And it's amazing because we have rails to trails just behind us.
Mm-hmm. Oh, from a biking standpoint, it's a great spot. Like the Aspertagen is like a 50k loop from our front door here, which I ride all the time, and there's tons of cyclists that come from HRM and Chester and even out of province just to ride that road. And the rails to trails is fantastic. Like, really easy to get on, easy for anyone to ride, really. And really well used. Like, there's a ton of people on any given day riding that trail, and it's right on our doorstep. Like, you have to, if you're coming into Hubbards from the trail, you have to kind of right past our front door. So it's a great location for kind of cyclists and being a destination for folks to ride to.
So why cycling? Why did you decide to open up a bike shop? What is your background?
So my background is in the sports industry generally. I've worked in ski and bike stores for 20 odd years, and it always used to be you work ski stuff in the winter and then you flip into bike stuff in the summertime in most stores I've been in. And over the years, the kind of cycling has just taken on more of an importance in my life. Like, I'm a dead keen cyclist. I ride all the time. I'm a super bike nerd. And that's just kind of just grown, and about 10 years ago, I guess, it kind of planted the seed that this may be something I want to do someday. I kind of gradually transitioned into it. In Timberley, I had a small little basement bike shop where I just fixed kids' bikes and deal with some neighborhood stuff, and was great, but then COVID happened, and that all kind of went away just because the supply chain issues were bananas. And then during COVID, kind of stuck inside, like looking at spreadsheets all day and not really getting much social interaction. I just felt like I needed to do it for myself, and took a swing, and here we are.
And here we are. It's
Yeah.
a great store.
It's we've kind of maximized every little bit of space we could. I think I sort of pounded every nail and kind of I've touched every single thing in the store because we had to make it what it is. And it's been great. Like could always use more space, but yeah, it's works for what we need to do. And people seem to like it. So
That's great.
yes, I mean the trail is a really great resource for anyone that, whether you're walking your dog or just being in the community. It's an easy thing to jump on and be safe away from cars and that kind of stuff. For cyclists specifically, though, it's you can link basically Liverpool through to Halifax in one big trail, and it's smooth because it's all railway. It's relatively flat elevation. For the most part, it's beautifully maintained by the folks that do it. It's a really consistent, easy ride, and there's some little pockets of beautiful views and good stuff to see. And we're about 50k from, like, round trip from Tantallon. We're about a 50k round trip from Chester. We're about 100k round trip from Halifax. So if you're adventurous, it's doable. But it's a really good distance from a lot of little places, and it's a safe trail. Like there's a few spots you have to cross driveways, but for the most part, you can just let your kids run wild, and they can ride ahead or ride behind, and everyone's going to be safe and kind of end up at the same place, and don't have to worry about traffic, which is great. And it's well maintained, so you're not eating flats, you're not kind of getting mechanical issues that you might get on the road in the middle of nowhere, and it's great. And there's been a real shift in recent years towards bikes that are more suitable for riding on trails too. So gravel bikes are a huge thing now, and there are so many more options to ride on, so that the equipment's getting better, and it makes that kind of riding really comfortable, which is super important. And then e-bikes are blowing up, like everyone's getting e-bikes, and it's generally speaking, they're wider tires. They deal with that soft crusher dust kind of stuff really, really well in the gravel that we have. So yeah, it's wonderful. Like I love having it on our doorstep. Like where we live, our property backs onto the trail, and I ride it every single day. It's awesome.
So you ride to work?
Most days. Yeah, there's probably been, I bet you only about a week of riding since Christmas that I haven't really ridden. So there's a good chance to ride every day. Like, just need the right bike for the conditions. Like this time of year, there's lots of snow on the ground out there. Like fat bikes are awesome, so I ride a fat bike this time of year, and there's been a few days I've snuck out on an e-bike to go home and back just to be quick. But you can ride all year round in Nova Scotia. There's only a few days that are really awful. You just got to dress for it, and just be prepared to get a little cold every now and again.
I guess you're not going to do tours.
No, that's not really our thing. I mean, there's so many companies like Freewheel and people like that do that so well that that's not my not my business. We do rentals, so if folks need if they're Airbnbs and places where sort of people visit us here in Hubbards, we're going to have a lot of rental bikes, and people can kind of walk in and grab a bike and take it down the trail. So that's certainly something we can provide, and that's a business we want to grow too, because there's a lot of seems like a lot of potential there all across Nova Scotia, because there's not really anyone doing it that well. But it's tours are not really in our future, I don't think. But if we can help anyone out that's visiting here that wants to just try biking or wants something to do when they're here, that's absolutely what we can do. I mean, the beauty of bikes nowadays, there's so many niche products that work in different conditions. So for our trail here, like the sort of perfect bike really is a gravel bike, which is kind of like a wide tire road bike, which is good for kind of all conditions and works for just about every kind of, whether it's road or pavement or big gravel and crusher dust that we see on the trail. Like the gravel bikes are awesome. They're very comfortable for long distance rides, but there's also hybrid bikes which we sell, which are more of a flat bar, easy to kind of shorter distance kind of bike. E-bikes are fit out to ride basically anywhere. And there's folks that ride mountain bikes, like hardtail mountain bikes, big tires, flat bars, very, very comfortable, that are more than suitable. So there's a bunch of bikes that work for sort of those different conditions, but we also know we've got this beautiful Aspen Trail on our doorstep too, so we sell road bikes for that, which are skinnier tires and a lot faster and more aerodynamic and all that kind of stuff. So there's a bike for everyone, and we have a bike in pretty well every different category. It's just finding which one works for you. Sometimes you just need two bikes, which we can help you with. And kids bikes, like kids bikes is a big thing for us too. Like we sell a bunch of different kids bikes, all different kinds of sizes. We have some good sales coming up on kids bikes too, which is great. And we do kids tunes for free. So if you've got a kid's bike, you just want to make sure that it's safe, bring it on in, we can make sure it's working properly for you. We service everybody as well as we can, and if we haven't got it, there's a good chance we can get it. So.
Okay. And what about, you mentioned the electric bikes. Mm-hmm. Do you have them as well? You're selling them here?
We do, yeah. We have a couple of different types of e-bikes. We actually have one brand which are called Zen e-bikes. They're designed, built, painted, put together in Nova Scotia, which is kind of cool. They were a company that started in Dalhousie and branched out to making their super smart battery engineers, and they've made a great bike product, and their e-bikes are fantastic. And then we do a couple other bikes from Cannondale and another company called Charge too, so there's a few options there. And e-bikes are becoming more and more prevalent, and there's still a government rebate too, so they'll give you a $500 helping hand for the next little while. So
really,
it's good thing to take advantage of if you're thinking of it.
I mean, I used to be such an avid biker. Like we lived in Vancouver, mm-hmm. So we had mountain bikes and everything. But then when we had the kids, it was so hard. You know, we had every attachment and everything, and it just got crazy. And then when we moved here, we had the trails.
Yeah.
And it was perfect. It was so great. But now they're teenagers, and it's really hard to get them out there. Mm-hmm. So I think the option of the e-bike is probably really good.
E-bikes are crazy convenient. I think a lot of folks see them as, they kind of fall into two camps. That there's people that are super excited about it, and there's people that think it's a bit of a cheat. Years ago, I probably fell into the latter camp, but now I've kind of been riding them, and I use one regularly. They're awesome. Like anybody can jump on them. Like they're easy to get on there. You still get a bit of a workout. They have pedal assist, so it's kind of the bike kind of does most of the work for you, but you're still pedaling, so you're still getting a workout.
It's great for seniors.
It's incredible for seniors because it's a real low barrier to entry in terms of effort. So if you've got injuries or mobility issues, like it can get you out and about really easily, and you can go most of them 75k, 100k.
Really?
There's a ton of range, and it's just a great way to get people back on bikes, and it's really that sort of the 55 plus kind of crowd that are really driving that kind of e-bike business, which is great because bike shops forever have been geared towards 25 to 40-year-olds spending all the money, but
athletes.
I mean, and all the marketing was that way too. So it was all kind of forced down your throat. Everyone's extreme and wants to go fast and wants to race. And the reality is, most people just need a bike that works, that gets them out and about, and lets them go out with their kids, and is functional. And now we're seeing the 55 plus crowd coming back in, kind of driving a new segment in the bike industry. It's great because I mean they're great customers because they're loyal, they appreciate good service, they like good products, and if it's a good bike and they like it and they like your service, they'll continue to shop with you, which is, it's much harder to keep a 30-year-old customer.
Yes.
They're shopping online, they're shopping around, there's more kind of draws on their time, but the folks that are passionate about biking, like in that demographic, are great customers. So yeah, if we can help service them and look after them better, we'll try to.
Yeah, so the e-bikes, will that go uphill too?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So it's pedal assist. So basically, whenever you pedal the bike, the battery and the motor assist you. So whatever speed you're doing, however you're cycling the bike, it'll always kind of continue to give you assistance. So there's generally, it's like a tiered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in most cases, how much assistance it gives you. Level 1 is just a little bit of effort to kind of help you along. Level 5, you barely need to pedal and it'll just kind of push you along.
Wow.
And they're limited to 32 kilometers an hour, so you can go pretty quick on them. It's fairly easy to get up to that speed and stay there too, so they can go fast if you want them to. But the biggest thing is just they're easy to ride, and they don't require much effort, which is
right.
Which is
And you
awesome.
don't need a special license or anything.
No, they're all, and that's why they're restricted. Like they're still they're not like a motorcycle or a scooter. They're just a regular bicycle, and that e-assist is just it's great.
Wow, I think I'm gonna get some.
Yeah, for anyone that wants to kind of be a bit more adventurous, like maybe you ride 5 or 10K and that's kind of your limit.
Yes.
With an e-bike, if you can drag that out to 15, 20, 25, 30K, whatever it might be, whatever your goals are, like it just makes it easier to get there. And then if you do want to do a 75K, run to the grocery store in Tantallon, like it'll do it for you. So they're great.
Wow, I've only done that a couple times.
It's,
From Cleveland Beach to
yeah.
Tantallon, and I was like, oh my gosh, to go back, to go there, it's great, but to come back, it's like, oh, I'm running out of stamina.
Gradual hill, so it's very, very slight.
So
But that's why an e-bike might be great though, because you can ride that same route, but it's going to give you a lot of the boost to get you there, so you don't get the same fatigue, and you still feel like you've had a good ride, but you don't get back and feel like you're sweaty and tired. And
yes,
need to sleep for 2 hours.
That's it.
So much
That's
easier.
what I feel all the time.
So they're fantastic. Like it's a huge kind of part of the cycling industry now, but it's wonderful. Like they're wonderful bikes, and the prices are getting better too. Like they're not inordinately expensive now, and it's the one thing I will say with e-bike pricing, like there's you can buy bikes online dirt cheap now. Like there's a lot of companies making e-bikes. There's a lot to be said for reputable brands in e-bikes. There's a $700, $1,000 e-bike off the internet is not the same thing as a $2,000 bike from a proper bike company. It's just component choices and battery safety and stuff like that. So there's reasons to get a good e-bike, or at least a bike that you can rely on, because they're serviceable and they last. But the cheap ones are they're not the best yet. There's kind of been a lot of companies that jumped on board. But yeah, so if you're gonna buy one, buy a good bike brand.
Yes.
E-bike.
Buy one from you.
Buy one from you.
Because you can service it.
You can certainly service them, yeah. And that's probably the one thing with off-brand e-bikes, is that the servicing component is really difficult. Like the availability of parts from smaller, obscure kind of internet companies is really difficult. So often they're either super expensive to fix or impossible to get parts. So whereas if you buy more kind of established brands, like they're eminently more fixable, which is good. So you end up spending a lot less in the long run. Mm-hmm. So we're located in the Cove FM building, which most people might be familiar with. So we're sandwiched right between the library and the post office in Hubbards. And yeah, we're 10361 St Margaret's Bay Road. We got lots of parking and lots of places to leave your bikes. So yeah, come on in. We've been trying to build our social media a little bit, so we are on Instagram and Facebook. I even posted a TikTok video for the first time, and all of our handles are just at Scotia Cycle. So we got lucky with being able to get easy to spell, easy to find names. But yeah, we're kind of exploring social media. It's kind of fun.
Sales coming up.
Yeah, there's a ton of sales on right now. We're this is kind of our shoulder season for us and for most bike stores. So most of our kind of 2022 product bikes are on sale anywhere from 20 to 40% off, depending on the bike. New bikes are regular price because they've just come in, but anything from last year we can certainly wheel and deal on the prices a little bit. All of our clothing left over from last year is heavily discounted, up to 50% in some cases. There's certain parts and things we can certainly sort of do a little bit of sale on too, but it's sale season. We're kind of setting up for a busy spring, so we're trying to clear out stuff that's old. And honestly, here I need the space. So if you need to think about bikes or talk about bikes, come see me, because we can probably make something work. Because I've got new bikes coming in, so I need to make room.
What is that? Is that like a headlamp or something?
That is what's called a Lumos Helmet. They're super cool. I can spin it around and show you. It's a bike that comes preloaded with lights. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. You can make them flash. The best thing though is it does turn signals.
What? I love it.
Yeah. They're awesome. And
How much are those puppies?
$225.
Oh
They're not
my
horrendously
gosh,
expensive.
That's not bad.
But they also come with a GPS tracker. It comes with a little bar remote, so you can do your indicators on the helmet, the blinkers, and they're great. And we have more and more helmets coming in soon too.
What are you working on right now?
So we are into our people beginning to come in for spring tune-ups. So I mean,
Alrighty.
My expectation is March and April are going to go nuts for people bringing bikes in, getting them ready for the season. So we're just waiting for the rush to start.
Right.
Shifters and chains and cassettes. There's always better, and you can spend a fortune on better componentry and better parts. Wheels people like to upgrade wheel sets too. Like a more comfortable ride and a lighter wheel set can make a huge difference for sort of how a bike rides. But most people generally just want a bike that works properly, and that's where servicing comes in. Like if you maintain what's there and you replace the chain when it's due to be replaced, and you keep things clean and tidy and tight, the big things don't. It's kind of like getting an oil change on your car. Like the big problems don't happen as much if you take care of the small stuff. And servicing is something that most people really, if they ride the bike regularly, should be getting done every year.
Right. We're so bad at that. I think most people are.
Yeah, well, and the other thing too, like there hasn't been a bike shop locally.
Yeah, and we didn't have you.
Yeah, so people didn't do it. And it's not always convenient to throw your bike on the back of the car and take it to the city and leave it for a few days and then do the journey back again. And that's kind of partly why we wanted to do it here. Like, there's a really good bike community in Hubbards. And to be able to get that stuff done locally is great. Like,
yes.
Yeah, it's...
Well, thank you, and welcome to the community.
Thank you. Yeah, we're glad to be here.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, no worries.
Attach it like that.
Just on figure skates, because they've got the pick. So we need to...
You don't.
Yeah, we need to make sure the pick's not getting ground off. So there's a little bit of... a little bit more work with these guys. With the regular skates, it's pretty straightforward. You can just throw them in there.